Hello guys, I'm sure all over every application that we use today will something have the front end, which is user interface, and the back end access the data for us. And finally we have the databases to store the data. These three together is something called full stack development. So hi guys, welcome to this video. What is full stack development and how it works by Vico. First, we have to look at what is front end development, some of the front end languages, front end libraries and frameworks, what is backend development, and finally, we have a look at databases. Now, what exactly is front end? Every time you open a website, it has several UI components. Once you click on a particular icon, let's see, sign in this case, you get navigated to the sign in or login page. So, what happens if all of the items facilitate navigation and utility? These are collectively called front end. The front end is the visible part of the application, which is responsible for the user experience. The user directly interacts to the front-end portion of the website or web application. Some of the front-end languages are HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, and I hope you heard about these languages. Now let's have a look at some front-end frameworks and libraries. The most of these are JavaScript frameworks and libraries. First we have React, then AngularJS, then Vue.js, jQuery, and then the Bootstrap. All of these help in front-end development of the application. Frameworks that can be used to create is interactive web pages. Now that you know what front-end development is, you must be wondering how the data are fetched and how the data is being presented in front of you on your screen. This is all facilitated by the backend of the application. Now let's understand what backend development is. The backend refers to the server-side development of the application. It is responsible for managing all the databases with the help of queries and our unsung hero, which is Application Programming Interface or API. It is an engine under the hood and is behind the scenes that we take for granted, but it's what makes possible all the interactivity we have come to expect and rely upon. But exactly what is an API? It is a question everyone asks. Okay, but not really everyone, but I glad you did. Okay, to speak plainly, an API is the messenger that takes request and tells a system what you want to do and then returns the response back to you. To give a familiar example, think of an API as a waiter in a restaurant. Imagine you are sitting at the table with a menu of choices to order from the kitchen, the part of the system which will prepare your food. What's missing? It is the critical link to communicate your order to the kitchen and deliver your food back to your table. That's where the waiter or API comes in. The waiter is the messenger that takes your request or order and tells the system, in this case the kitchen, what to do and then delivers the response back to you, in this case the food. Now we have looked at some backend languages and frameworks. Firstly we have Node.js and then Python, which is a popularly used language. Python frameworks like Django, Flask are popularly used to create the backend of the application. Then the Java provides Spring and Java server faces for backend development. Then the C# provides ASP.NET Core and ASP.NET MVC. Then we have a look at databases. Databases is the collection of interrelated data which helps in efficient retrieval, insertion, and deletion of data from database and organizes the data in the form of tables, views, schemas, and reports. Some of the commonly used databases are MySQL, the PostgreSQL, Microsoft SQL Server, Oracle Database, and then the MongoDB. Now let's see the working of these by running an example application which is to-do list web application. It is developed using React.js for front-end development. The API is developed using .NET and the database used is MySQL. Additionally, we use an API testing tool which is Swagger. It is an open source documentation framework. Swagger reads an API and extracts in the form of interactive UI called as Swagger UI. It creates a platform that arranges each one of our methods like get, put, post, delete, and categorizes our operations. Now let's run the app and see how it works. As we already told that front-end is developed using React, let's run the application. Just open the terminal and start our application. It will take some time to deploy the application. As we already said, it is a to-do list application. By default, it is to view the events scheduled by the user from the database. But the error message shows that could not fetch the data. This is because the waiter, in this case, which is API, is not active. Now let's try to add a new event. Just give the event name, select the date, and then add. Here we can't be able to save the event because the API is not active. So let's run our API and then get back to our application and then see how it works. Open Visual Studio and start our API. By default, it is redirecting to Swagger UI as we already told about that. Then there are two methods, get and post method. Let's try to execute the get method. Here it is returning an empty array. This is because that we have not added any event. We can cross check by opening the database server. Just run the query and see. Here this is returning a null or empty value. Now let's try to run our application. Now the events page is visible and we already told we have not added any event, so it is empty. Now let's try to add an event. Enter the event name. Select the date. Just add the event. Here the toast message shows new event added successfully. Now let's get back into event page. Here we can see the event that we have added. Now let's see the API tool. Here we can see the event that we have added and also in the database. From this video we came to know about what is full stack development and how API plays major role in that. I hope this video is very useful. Let's see in the next video. Until then, bye guys.